What it do, cucks? It's your boy the Hater. Video number 2. Hater's still on the road, cucks. Now, today's video number 2 is going to be about WWE's number 2. And that is Karrion Kross, motherfuckers. Karrion Kross. Now, obviously, the Hater would never be happy ever. And I mean this seriously. I would never want anybody, ideally, to ever lose their job, right? This is the way these people make their living, and I don't want them to suffer. You know, that goes without saying. But with that being said, we got to talk about the rumor that Karrion Kross is on his way out. Now, some of you are probably pondering to yourselves, Hater, nobody gives a flying fuck about whether Karrion Kross is here or there, right? And I have to agree. Some of the wrestlers in the WWE, including Karrion Kross, it doesn't matter if they're fired or not, right? You never see these motherfucks anyways. You see what I'm saying? You got a bunch of wrestlers that just don't show up enough times. Like, you know, for example, Cucky Rhodes, right? CM Cuck, you know? These guys are with the company, but they're not around, right? Roman Reigns is not around. Like, if Roman Reigns were fired tomorrow, your WWE viewing experience for the next year would remain largely unchanged, you know? And this brings me to a point that I want to make. If you are a big deal, right? If you are a WWE, you know, main eventer, let's just say, right? I mean, you know, that's a stretchy term, but we're going to use it, right? Like, if you're Cucky Rhodes, you know what I mean? You've been gone for like 2 months now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know he's back, motherfucks, but he needs to have a match, right? The match is going to be, oh shit, I think it's this Saturday, isn't it? Fuck. Damn. Now, there goes that Saturday night for the Hater. So, you know, with that being said, you know, Cucky Rhodes needs to have a match at every PLE and at every, like, special event type thing, you know? So, like, you know, Saturday night main event, every PLE, like, you know, special attraction shows like the debut of Raw on Netflix, like things like that, right? These people need to show up at minimum to all of those, right? And then they need to show up to at least 50% of televised events, right? I think I'm being generous. In the past, far bigger stars than Cucky and, you know, Roman Reigns would show up all the time, right? Doesn't matter how you look at it. I don't think anybody who, with reason, is going to suggest that Roman Reigns and Cucky Rhodes are bigger stars in any capacity than, you know, The Rock, than Stone Cold, than even Triple H, right? And these motherfuckers showed up the whole time. Triple H, by the way, when he won the WWE title, he was like, I think he may have been, it's possible, may have been in his very, very late 20s. Or if not, he was in his early 30s, right? And he won the title in his early 30s. But he was in WWE for like 5-6 years, right? Like, at least he was there for a fucking eternity, getting himself over and being like good at what he does, right? Now you compare that to today's modern wrestlers, right? It's like, come on, you know what I mean? What are you doing here, right? And no wrestler, in my opinion, captures this better than Karrion Kross. You know, Karrion Kross is famous for nothing except for that one promo he cut after Mania, where even though I agree with him generally, right? Like, it harbors on this other problem that I have, which is going to be tomorrow's video, right? The problem being, like, this presumption that, like, if you are a WWE wrestler and you work hard, then you should be like a WrestleMania main eventer, right? That ain't how it works, you know what I mean? Like, we all know that intuitively, and we all know that logically, right? That's not even how it works in sports, right? A lot of times, a team works really hard, and they lose the Super Bowl or something, right? And there is no fairness in anything in terms of, like, how much work you put in, because we're not measuring how much work you put in, right? We're measuring other skills, whether it be WWE, whether it be the NFL, etc. There's other skills. Nobody cares if you practiced more than somebody, right? The other person could just be better than you. You see what I'm saying? And that's a tough pill to swallow for people because, you know, that implies like a solidified somewhat hierarchy, right? Where no matter what you do, it doesn't fucking matter. You can work all your life. If you're Patrick Mahomes, you can work all your life and chances are you're not going to be the next Tom Brady, right? Chances are nobody is going to be the next Tom Brady. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just very difficult. So with that being said, let's go back to Karrion Kross for a minute here, up in this bitch, and talk about the rumor. The rumor is that this guy's contract is coming up. Who the fuck keeps track of these things, right? Who cares about Karrion Kross's contract, right? The fact of the matter is, the hater, I mean, like, again, I don't want him to lose his job. You know, there's a way around it. I hope he sticks around, or maybe he can go to TNA and make good money. I don't know, or AEW, make good money. But the reality is, you know, everyone thought this guy was going to be a main eventer, right? And everyone used the same incorrect metrics to conclude that inevitably this guy's going to be a main eventer. And everyone basically was wrong except for the hater player. You know what I'm saying? Keeping all this in mind, I mean, it is what it is. The hater ain't here to fuck around, yeah? Karrion Kross, like, sorry, kid, you just weren't entertaining enough. And that's what this all comes around to, right? You can't expect someone to have an hourglass gimmick and to be relatable on a fan level, I mean, right? To anybody other than neckbeard, like, morons. Like, a neckbeard is going to think that's mysterious and cool. Oh, it's a grown man coming out, and on the Titantron, they have this overproduced entrance of, like, these two wings that appear behind them. And it's like, no, bro, that's not going to work, right? Like, you can't just put that on somebody. Like, these things have to make sense, you know? There's certain wrestlers that can pull it off, like the good ones. Edge, Jeff Hardy, you know, they can pull off this, like, mysteriousness, you know what I mean? They're just good at what they do, so they can pull it off big time, right? Other people generally can't. Karrion Kross is a generic nobody, so the fact that he might be getting released or that he might be getting let go after his contract expires, while it sucks for him as a human, and I wish him the best, I really do hope he does something great, you know? Everybody that I don't like, I hope all of them prove me wrong, right? Like, I don't want anybody to fail, and, you know, I don't feel good when I say I'm right, you know? I mean, I feel validated, but I don't feel good about it. I don't want Karrion Kross to lose his job. Well, fuck. But it is what it is, right? Whether he keeps his job or loses his job, it doesn't change the fact that this guy didn't deserve any opportunities that he got. And he got a good amount of opportunities. I will concede. One could argue that he never got the opportunity, right? He never got an opportunity where he had, you know, a situation that he had a microphone in his hand and could cut a promo and try to get himself over. You know, he's tried to force those moments. Nobody's given a flying fuck. But I think what's happening now in the double E, as Kozlov would say, is that for better or for worse, they're getting rid of the jobbers, right? The jobbers are going, bye-bye, motherfucks. See you later. Sayonara. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is, right? Beginning with R-Truth, who, again, the term jobber, like, you people take these things too seriously. He is a jobber, right? Doesn't matter if he's good, he's a jobber. A lot of jobbers are good. Taka Michinoku, in my opinion, has 100 times more value in wrestling and in the history of wrestling than Sami Zayn. It doesn't matter, right? But look at what Sami Zayn gets, right? He gets opportunities to get over. He cuts these impassioned promos, not because he's good at it, but he's just given the opportunity to cut these, like, you should love me promos, right? Karrion Kross, they put like a Trojan war helmet on him, and they're like, go ahead, now you're Karrion Kross, and you're just like a Roman for no reason, right? Vince McMahon probably just found that, like, backstage. He was like, this is going to be funny. Just put this costume on him just to humiliate him a little bit. That's how Vince McMahon thinks, you know? But the fact is, Karrion Kross, it looks like he's on his way out. Is it deserved? I mean, he's never drawn a dime. He's never entertained anybody, really. And quite frankly, he's had opportunities. He hasn't had the opportunity, but not everyone gets that, right? He did get injured at some point in his career, and that did, I think, lead to, like, kind of like a down push, right? Like, when he got injured and while he was the NXT champion, then he came back to win the NXT title again. It's just like it didn't feel like anything was lost per se, because in my opinion there was nothing there at all. But it did feel like, oh shit, we've seen this boring crap again, you know? Or we've seen this boring crap before. And I think that a lot of people, like, were jaded, right? They were just like, ugh, like, this guy again, like, you know, like, when he was gone, I didn't notice him being gone. I didn't care. The other guys that were interesting, etc., right? So for better or for worse, Karrion Kross has had his opportunities, and he doesn't deserve any more opportunities in the WWE, right? He just doesn't. I say that because there's people that have had no opportunities, right? There are people, like, I almost feel bad for these people. Like, for example, I bring him up a lot. Raul Mendoza, right? Raul Mendoza, like, again, it sounds weird. It sounds like I'm fanboying over Raul Mendoza, but of all the Raul Mendozas, in my opinion, he's the best one. He's the most entertaining. He has this like physical charisma when he does wrestling matches, right? And to me, like, he never got a chance, right? Humberto Carrillo has gotten several chances, right? So all I'm saying is maybe give one of Humberto's chances to what's it called? To fucking Raul Mendoza, or what the fuck his name is now, Cruz del Toro, which is just a badass name, by the way. Cruz del Toro, really? Cross of the Bull. That's what that means, motherfucks. So anyways, it's also a name. But the point is, like, give these people a chance, right? In the past, I used to say Cedric Alexander never got a chance, and I believe that to be true, right? Like, it felt for a while, when the Hurt Business was around, that Cedric Alexander was going to be the guy that ultimately gets the rub. Because it wasn't going to be Shelton Benjamin. He's already like 50 almost, right? And obviously Lashley was getting like the push. But it all led to nothing. And look at them now. None of them are in WWE anymore, right? It's just like, look how quick things change, motherfucks. Just like that, none of them are there. It's a complete jobber fest. Nobody cares at all. The fact is the fact, motherfucks. Karrion Kross, he's had more opportunities than Cedric Alexander, who's never won anything valuable. Oh, the Cruiserweight title. Nobody cares, right? There's people like Mustafa Ali who have gotten opportunity after opportunity, and he's just botched it completely. And these things need to now lead to some accountability. The other people, you know what I'm saying? The other people in this bitch, yeah, like the Karrion Kross of the world, they may deserve one more opportunity, like conceptually, but they don't deserve it in the real world where they've gotten opportunities. You know, opportunities are not infinite. There's only so much time, you know, between Slim Jim commercials. So, for better or for worse, give the opportunity to someone else, to someone that hasn't had it yet. You know what I mean? And with that being said, that's all I gotta say about that, Cugs. Push somebody else. Give a push to, in fact, I don't even care. Give it to Ilya Dragunov for all I care, right? Bring him back and push him, like, give it to Ludwig Kaiser. You know, like exactly. Why does Karrion Kross deserve another push, but Ludwig Kaiser deserves nothing? Like, this guy's got nothing. He's like the most self-made WWE guy ever. Like, he's had no help with anything. Somehow he's still there. I don't know why. You know? But it is what it is, right? Even people that I like The Miz, get a push once in a while. So there you have it. Do some with it. Now, with that being said, go fuck yourselves and your own mothers, motherfuckers.